Welcome to the special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. Throughout this year, we brought you stories aimed at keeping you informed of what's happening in Montgomery County. Today, we take you on a journey back through some of those stories that define 2015 in our county. We start in Silver Spring. We can say that this was the most attended event of a facility opening this year in Montgomery County. Hundreds of book lovers turned out for the grand opening of the Silver Spring Library. And since then, the state-of-the-art building has become a neighborhood gathering spot.
4, 3, 2, 1.
The minute the doors were opened, the waiting crowd rushed inside to check out the new Silver Spring Library. Children of all ages and parents immediately settled throughout the building, reading and selecting materials.
I love reading, so I dashed up the stairs so I could get as many books as possible.
This library is really important, and there's so many books here, I don't know what to read first.
We wanted to come out for it, and we're just really pleased with how it looks and how it functions, and we're checking out some books now.
And a total of 4,380 items were checked out on opening day. 3,960 people visited the facility.
This library was built with the consideration of having to stop the Purple Line right at the library. And so I mentioned to the crowd, and hopefully we'll send a message to the governor, indicated another good, unique feature about the Purple Line, that it moves people around and brings them right to the library entrance itself in Silver Spring. And you can see the tremendous turnout here today. This is probably the largest opening of any library that I've been in 20-some years in public service.
The 5-story, 90,000 square feet building offers a pre-K interactive early literacy space, a tech bar featuring mobile technology, outside 24/7 pickup lockers for materials on hold, a coffee bar, and 90,000 print volumes and a world language collection.
This library is beautiful, it's distinctive, it's unusual. When you go inside, you'll see the lines of sight, you'll see the furnishings. This is an extraordinary building. It is something to be proud of. It's a symbol of a literate county, a county that cares about learning.
With a price tag of $68 million, the new library promises to become the trendiest neighborhood hub.
I think for the Silver Spring community, this grand opening represents really a continuation of this amazing renaissance that we're having in downtown Silver Spring, an urban, vibrant, vital area where people will be able to walk here from everywhere and be part of this amazing downtown that Silver Spring is.
Another story that got a lot of attention in Montgomery County this year was the pesticide bill. Susan Kennedy reports.
The measure would prohibit the use of certain pesticides on lawns and also on certain county-owned property. This was the fourth work session on the bill, and at this latest meeting, Transportation and Environment Committee Chair Roger Berliner proposed an alternative with the goal of instead reducing the use of pesticides, and it was approved by the committee.
What this measure does is it calls for a 50% reduction in the use of pesticides in our county over the next 3 years. And if we don't achieve that, to really look and say, okay, we need to do more. And in the meantime, we're going to protect children at playgrounds and at tot lots, public and private. And we're saying to our public, when you use pesticides, you need to sign a form that shows you're aware of the risks and aware of the alternatives. So we increase awareness.
You know, you can't go from 0 to 60 in these kinds of initiatives. What we're looking at here is the most aggressive approach to pesticides in the nation. And that's the issue. That's a great thing.
72% felt that we should go ahead with Bill 5214. Now,
however, Council President George Leventhal, the original bill's lead sponsor, says he has received thousands of letters and correspondence in favor of his measure. He says he will continue to push for stricter rules regarding pesticides until the council takes a final vote.
The bill that the committee has approved does not prohibit the use of toxic chemicals on private lawns, and these are chemicals that are clearly known to be associated with a range of cancers, respiratory illnesses, and others. They aren't needed to maintain a green and healthy lawn, and so we really shouldn't be using them.
Also approved by the committee was an amendment from Councilmember Tom Hucker that bans pesticide use on county playgrounds, both public and private.
If you want to affect the people that are going to be the most closely affected and the most vulnerable, you want to certainly get it to playgrounds. And I think we can tolerate a weed or two here or there. The Parks Department stipulated that they're willing to mechanically remove weeds the way many of us do in our lawns, the old-fashioned way, rather than just spraying pesticides, soaking our playgrounds with pesticides, because I don't want that, and I was very pleasantly surprised today to find out my colleagues don't want that either.
The regulation of pesticides is the shared responsibility of federal, state, and local governments, and there is concern that the bill in its current form would be preempted by the state. In the meantime, Councilmember Berliner says that the council will move ahead responsibly in implementing any legislation.
It will be the strongest anti-pesticide measure any major jurisdiction in the United States has adopted. Our job isn't simply to cede to the advocates' will, it is to be responsible in how we move this issue forward. And I feel like this does this in the most responsible way I knew how.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
You may remember that the Board of Education voted to push back start times for all students this school year.
All those in favor? It's Ms. Huh, Ms. Mondrasky.
The Montgomery County Board of Education voted February 10th to change school starting and ending times for all schools beginning next school year. The decision will push high school and middle school bell times back 20 minutes. Elementary schools will start 10 minutes later, and the elementary school day will be lengthened by 10 minutes. The extra time will be used to extend lunch or recess. President of the Board of Education, Patricia O'Neill, explained their decision.
Board members received tremendous input from a wide variety of sources, from parents of elementary, middle, and high school, diverse parent groups, and our employee groups. At the end of the day, each and every board member takes all of that information, considers it, weighs what they believe is in the best interest of students, and this is the decision of the board. It's using the same window of operation that we currently have. It's just sliding everything back, so there are no needs for additional buses or drivers. That's not to say that sometime in the future we're going to need more buses. We're growing at 2,500 kids a year.
It was also the end of an era for readers of the Gazette newspaper in Montgomery County. The final edition of the Gazette newspaper here in Montgomery County was published this week, and the loss of the community paper has sat in local leaders and area residents.
Historically, we've counted on National Public Radio and the Washington Post and WTOP and other outlets to give us the truth. And as those outlets disappear, it's going to be harder and harder to make wise and sound decisions. And in the absence of journalism, rascals thrive. I mean, individuals can get away with malfeasance and embezzlement and crimes if journalism is not there to hold them accountable. And the absence of the Gazette it's a terrible, terrible loss.
County Executive Isaiah Leggett released a statement noting that the Gazette has been a vital source of information for our county's communities. He said his heart goes out to the Gazette employees affected by the closing. That last paper, or final edition, was printed on Wednesday, June 17th. When we come back, we'll tell you about the opening of the Silver Spring Transit Center. And then we'll go to Strathmore for a musical lesson. Stay right there. We're coming right back.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Thank you for staying tuned to this special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke, and we are showcasing the events that made 2015 such an amazing year in Montgomery County. The long-awaited Silver Spring Transit Center finally opened to county commuters. The state-of-the-art facility promised to be an easy access point of transfer for Metro and ride-on bus riders.
The concept was conceived in the 90s, but the final structure will serve to accommodate the future growth of public transportation users in the county. David Dice, the director of Montgomery County's Department of General Services, took to the airwaves this week to tell riders of the features at the new Silver Spring Transit Center.
It recognizes the fact that Silver Spring is what the transportation folks call a multimodal hub, different modes of transportation, car, bus, rail, light rail. So Silver Spring is a great location for a project like this.
Over the last few weeks, Metro has been conducting bus operator training in order to get 200 buses around the 3-level facility during rush hour without any major delays. Another focus during the next few days will be guiding passengers to where each bus route is located.
So in order to move that many buses and the riders through, you needed to have a multi-level transit center that allowed buses to go in opposite directions on the same level, which makes this unique in Metro's transit system.
Up to 5,000 people are expected to make use of the center on weekdays.
In the transit center, one of the new technologies are video display boards where all the buses and routes and times are listed. So it'll be very easy to find where you need to go. A lot of it's decided on how the buses are coming into and out of and which direction they go to run their routes. Some buses are going to be coming in off of Colesville. Others will exit onto Ramsey, depending on where their routes are going and what direction, north, south, or east, west. They're primarily, a lot of the ride-on buses are on the lower level and Metro is on the upper level, but there are some that are mixed.
The Silver Spring Transit Center will open from 4 a.m. to 3 a.m. with 15 Metrobus lines and 20 ride-on routes.
The Montgomery County Planning Department's first annual Excellence Award was held in downtown Silver Spring, co-sponsored with the AIA Potomac Valley chapter. The night drew more than 200 people who were there to celebrate excellent design, including council members and planning board members. Our Bridget Suiso has the story. Bridget?
That's right. Members of the County Council and the Montgomery County Planning Board were on hand tonight to present architects of the best design in the county from the past 10 years. It's all part of the Montgomery County Planning Department's Design Excellence Initiative, which was on Spotlight here tonight.
We're here to recognize excellence in design. It's very important that the built environment be pleasing, that it's something that we enjoy living among. We want to have an urban environment that doesn't overpower you, that makes you feel at home even when you're in a very dense built-up space.
Design excellence is important because unless we pay attention to design at the front end, the value that we create over the long term will be diminished, and the quality of the places that are left for the people who have to live there and work there or travel through a place is going to be diminished.
This is really a great beginning for us to get the word out about design in Montgomery County. The county is pretty much built out there, and we're mostly looking at infill developments, redevelopment of things, and I think we can do better. And this is, as we move forward, as we see change, I'd like to be able to prioritize how we look at design and how we encourage the very best.
I think that we need to focus on what our environment looks like around us, what kind of character it has, what are the special things that make it the kind of place that it is, and how do we strengthen those, how do we accentuate those. Design is a big part of placemaking. So if you want Silver Spring to look and feel one way, and you want Bethesda to look and feel one way, and you want Rockville or Gaithersburg to look and feel different ways, well, design helps you achieve those goals.
We're a very, very well-educated county. We're very sophisticated in many ways. And really and truly, we deserve to have the best design possible. And this evening is an effort to really sort of raise the bar, to get people to think about great design by recognizing some of the wonderful projects that actually have been built in the county and seeing those as a precedent for the future.
Takoma Park officials learned the city was one of 50 semifinalists competing for the Georgetown University Energy Prize. Leading the way in energy efficiency, Takoma Park is the only city in Maryland to reach the semifinals, and city leaders said they are confident of their chances of winning the $5 million prize.
Energy efficiency is the cleanest, most accessible form of fuel available to us. We don't have to build new power plants. We don't have to change our fuel mix. We just save energy. And yet, we waste more than half of the energy that we produce in this country. The actual energy metric is pretty simple. We're taking the aggregate electric and natural gas usage for the residential and municipal sector. So, public buildings and homes, electric and natural gas. We're adding that up, dividing by the number of people served by those utilities in the community. And so we can compare communities of somewhat different size across the country. We'll also be normalizing for weather and climate and some other things like that. It's a reduction in that energy usage over the next 2 years. We'll take those top 10 or so communities, and they'll enter the final round. What we're looking for in that round is not just the energy saving, it's the models, it's the innovation, it's the ideas that can be replicated and scaled across the country.
We're in a strong position on this because we have a history over decades now of innovating in ways to reduce energy and be a more sustainable community. We already have some cases where residents are getting together trying to form solar cooperatives and things like that. So I think more of those types of things will make it a lot easier for us to do.
We want to help residents start saving energy at home. That is going to be the first and the foremost way that Takoma Park will win the $5 million prize. We are environmentalists and activists, and the Georgetown Energy Prize is such a great way for our residents to rally together and to make a big difference in the community.
For more information about this national competition, visit the Georgetown University Energy Prize website. When we come back, firefighters warn of the dangers at frozen ponds. And we'll introduce you to the Maryland Professor of the Year. Stay with us. County Report This Week is coming right back.
Looking for a way to get around downtown Silver Spring? Hop on the Route 28 Van Go Free Circulator. The Route 28 Van Go Free Circulator provides rides Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to midnight and Friday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Fast, convenient, and free. There's no better way to get around downtown. To find out more information about the Route 28 Van Go Free Circulator, including route information, visit us online or dial 311.
Welcome back to the Best of County Report This Week. Our show today highlights some of the stories that touched us in 2015. Montgomery County firefighters are reminding residents to stay off the ice at frozen ponds across the county this winter. First responders say they know firsthand that no frozen pond is 100% safe. Montgomery County firefighters are practicing their ice rescue operation on this frozen pond in Potomac. They're rehearsing for a scenario they've seen before.
At this time of year, when everything's starting to freeze up, you have a lot of chance for kids and even adults to be out on the ice, and even some animals. And if you don't know the ice, and all ice is considered dangerous, so you could certainly have an incident where somebody could fall through.
In this operation, Lieutenant Pat Mitchell volunteered to fall through the ice. He's wearing a dry suit with a liner as he crosses the icy pond. What's it like to get in that water?
It's cold, and I really empathized with a possible victim that would fall through. He doesn't have the protection that I have, so he's going to be even colder.
What happens to you mentally when you get this cold?
Well, when you start getting real cold, you start getting very confused. The first thing that happens is your muscles you don't have any dexterity. So a potential victim wouldn't be able to hold on to a rope if we threw it to them. One of the things we try and teach them is maybe if they can just turn around hold the rope long enough to turn around a few times. If they can just hold on, the friction of the rope may pull them out. We might not have to go after them.
Firefighters want everyone to know that there is no such thing as a safe icy pond.
All ice is unpredictable and all ice is unsafe, so please stay off the ice and stay away from it because you never know. If you do happen to fall through the ice or somebody that you're with falls through the ice, get to safety as quick as you can. Get somebody to call 911. If you can throw something to them that floats or you can reach them, but never go on the ice to try to rescue someone or an animal, but just call 911 and let us come and help that person out.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I skated as a kid. We all skated as kids. This stuff will kill you. We've had a lot of problems with that in the past, and that's the last thing we want to do is have to come out here.
Montgomery County Public Schools second graders recently took a special field trip to the Music Center at Strathmore. The students were treated to a concert by the National Philharmonic Orchestra. MCPS TV has a story.
What does the National Philharmonic, 12,000 enthusiastic MCPS second graders, and the Music Center at Strathmore have in common? They all play integral parts in the Strathmore student concerts. Over the course of 4 days, every MCPS second grader had the opportunity to visit the magnificent 2,000-seat concert hall at Strathmore in Bethesda to experience a free performance by the world-renowned National Philharmonic, led by conductor Peter Gajewski.
Well, this partnership between Montgomery County Public Schools, the National Philharmonic, and Strathmore is really important because it makes it possible for thousands of kids to hear this music, to hear a symphony orchestra live on school time for free and learn about what's possible.
The redesigned concerts include a musical composition that explains and showcases the many instruments of the orchestra.
We've taken a very in-depth look at each of the instruments and the families that they belong to. Students had to classify the instruments by asking questions, so we're using our thinking academic skills to see how do these instruments make sound, what are they made of, and why would they belong into this group. It's so special because it allows children from all walks of life to have an experience that we don't always get. And they get to see the things that they've learned in the classroom up close and personal, and it's just really a special time for them.
During the playing of Heitor Villalobos' Little Train of the Capira, students participated in the concert by singing along to the Berry Pickers song.
We want every child visiting Strathmore today to leave exhilarated by the music that they've heard and feeling really comfortable coming to the Music Center at Strathmore.
The Strathmore student concerts not only inspire students and reinforce what they're learning in school, but are absolute crowd pleasers.
When I heard all of the instruments, it made a really fun noise. I liked all of it, but I liked when we got to stand up and sing.
For the 7th year in a row, a Montgomery College professor has been selected as the Maryland Professor of the Year, awarded by the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. MC's Fritzy Bodenheimer has our story.
I am truly blessed and honored and humbled to receive this important award.
All right, so who would like to be the brave person?
Chemistry professor Navar Tamazian was selected for the award for her innovative classroom techniques.
I tried to come up with a cool activity, practical examples of how much chemistry is important and relevant in our lives. What are some examples in which we use chemistry on a daily basis? So I tried to show them that chemistry is nothing to be afraid of.
For Tamazian, teaching is a family affair.
My mother herself, being a teacher, has inspired me. So I think she's a good role model. My great aunt was also a teacher, and she taught me to be persistent, never to give up. I get my energy from them and also from my students.
She points out which information is more pertinent to life rather than just her class, which is super cool.
I don't think that as teachers, as professors, we are confined only within the walls of our own class. So we should extend beyond.
Professor Tamazian is a tireless advocate and mentor to women and minorities pursuing careers in science and technology. But perhaps she is even more passionate about the profession of teaching.
I try to create opportunities to the students to bring out the teacher in them. And I want them to consider the profession of teaching.
I want to be a professor in future, hopefully. And she helped me a lot. She showed me how to care for each student, to show them that you're not different.
In fact, we have to educate, right?
Teaching is the noblest of all professions. I think it's a good achievement.
For County Report This Week from Montgomery College, I'm Fritzy Bodenheimer.
When we come back, it was a big year for some World Cup soccer stars and their local fans. And lights, camera, action. Our town Rockville is in the spotlight. Don't go away. County Report This Week is coming right back.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout. And this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe. So respect the bus.
Be active, Montgomery. Be active. Be active, Montgomery. Be active, Montgomery. Be active, Montgomery.
Welcome back to this end of the year special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. We're bringing you the stories that made headlines this year. What do you get when the Washington Spirit play the Seattle Reign after the World Cup? A sold-out homecoming celebration. The sound of Spirit supporters echoed throughout the stadium as fans lined up to welcome home their two superstars, Spirit defender Allie Krieger and goalkeeper Ashlyn Harris. It was their first appearance at a home game since they left to train for the USA Women's National Team.
We wanted to win not only for ourselves and family and fans and our country, of course, and for U.S. soccer, but to help this league survive.
To be able to be here tonight and to shake hands with little girls and high five and sign to give them, dreams of doing the same thing I'm doing is pretty powerful.
These Bethesda Soccer Club players walked the Spirit team out, and two of these girls were in Vancouver when the USA won the World Cup.
It was amazing. But a lot, like 90% of the stadium was USA.
Something they'll always remember, we'll always remember. And it was wonderful for them to see these female role models up on this wonderful stage, across the world, and to bring home the cup was just amazing.
We're super, super proud. The World Cup championship is phenomenal, and for it to be 16 years since we've won, and the way they came through the toughest group and the toughest side of the bracket to win is absolutely amazing.
The World Cup stars did not suit up for this game as they continue to rest from their victory tour, but they did cheer their team on to a 3-0 victory over Seattle. They also want to win another championship.
This is, my favorite club to play for.
I'm ready to win a championship for this city, for this club, for these owners, and for these fans, most importantly.
Maryland Public Television's Our Town Rockville is finally complete. And as Rock 11 Now's Catherine Dantzler tells us, the city decided to celebrate the completion of this special project.
Our Town Rockville. Our Town Rockville.
Our Town Rockville.
Our Town Rockville.
Lights, camera, action. Maryland Public Television's Our Town Rockville documentary is finished. MPT knew that Rockville is a great place to live, so much so they showcased our city in their Our Town documentary series. It took months of filming and preparation, but it's finally complete. And the city hosted not one, but 2 screenings. One for private viewing at the F. Scott Fitzgerald Theater, the other a public viewing right in the heart of Rockville, Rockville Town Square, with music, food, and fun. And from what we can tell, it received rave reviews.
Rockville is just a great place to live. We're excited about showing it. We have done a series of Our Towns. This is the 4th in that series. This is by far the most populated area. We're excited about that, a little different, and we just think it's going to be a great program.
This is very exciting. MPT showcasing our wonderful city that is our county seat gives us the opportunity to brag about our wonderful history, our exciting present, and looking into a very successful future.
I know that my footage made it in, and so I invited my parents and some of my friends to come out. So I just want to experience it with everybody else on the big screen out here, and it was really fun to get involved.
I've lived in Rockville my whole life, so I thought it'd be neat to see the history on film.
For County Report This Week, I'm Katherine Dantzler.
And with that, we close the special edition of County Report This Week. We'll return in 2016 with more of the stories that impact you as a county resident. I'm Sonia Burke. From all of us here, we wish you a safe holiday season. Happy New Year.